Milwaukee. Big East basketball from Fiserv Forum. Tonight a fun one. We've got the Eastern Illinois Panthers out of the OVC taking on Steve Wojciechowski's Golden Eagles of Marquette. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Big East Hoops, coming your way from Milwaukee with my partner, Steve Lavin. I am Eric Collins, and, well, the Marquette Golden Eagles trying to figure out life without Marcus Howard, the nation's leading scorer a year ago. So far, so good. They had a win on Wednesday, taking down the Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions.
Well, it's a different look, Eric, for Marquette this year. More balanced in their approach, more depth in terms of Coach Wojo being able to go deeper into that bench. And the central figure, Dawson Garcia, outstanding freshman, highly decorated, gaudy numbers in high school, 32 points, 10 rebounds per game, and an outstanding debut. He's got the versatility, the size at 6'11", to see over the top, can slide inside, outstanding in on-ball screens. This is not only the best freshman in the Big East, but one of the better freshmen in the country.
One of only 4 McDonald's All-Americans to ever commit to Marquette out of high school. And he's not alone. There's a lot of really good young faces in this lineup for Marquette.
Well, Marquette, knowing they've got to close the gap on what they lose in terms of Marcus Howard being one of the all-time great scorers, and these 4 will contribute. They'll do it collectively as a group. No one-trick pony this year.
Let's do it. Basketball from Milwaukee on a Friday night. We've got Panthers, we've got Golden Eagles. Our starting lineup at tip-off in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Fiserv Forum. It is the Eastern Illinois Panthers out of the Ohio Valley Conference taking on the Big East Marquette Golden Eagles. FS1 College Jeep sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep, there's only one. Take a look at our Jeep starting lineups. Max Smith for Eastern Illinois. He can stroke it. He's made a three-pointer in 82 straight games. Offensive star Josiah Wallace. He was a 2-time first-team All-OVC for Marquette. Same starting 5 that we saw a couple of days ago. Torrance, McEwen, John, Jamal Kane, and the Wunderkind freshman Dawson Garcia. Now, Battle of the Minds. Steve Wojciechowski now in season number 7. 116 up, 81 down. He likes this young team he's got going, trying to figure things out without their leading scorer a year ago, Marcus Howard. And that's Jay Spoonhour. He is the son of the late Charlie Spoonhour. Jay Spoonhour now in year number 9 at Eastern Illinois. With Steve Lavin, I'm Eric Collins. Let's do it, Coach.
I'm with you, E. The Panthers, first 7 leading scorers return. So this is a veteran team out of the Ohio Valley Conference, coming in with the mindset for a W.
Last year, Eastern Illinois, 17-15, 9-9 in the OVC.
And they played strong in the second half against the Wisconsin Badgers. Actually out-rebounded the Badgers. They buried themselves early in that game, but showed well in the second half and closing the gap, ultimately losing by 10. So they're challenging themselves here early.
That's their best offensive weapon, Josiah Wallace, who traveled. So still no official shot in today's ball game. And the Marquette Golden Eagles will take over on offense.
And talking to Woj earlier today, you can just sense the enthusiasm, his confidence about this group.
Hard to believe it's now 7 seasons for Steve Wojciechowski in Milwaukee. Took over for Buzz Williams way back when, you could say now.
Well, and 3 20-win seasons. Of course, last year, season was cut short because of the pandemic. But could have made a run. They struggled late, losing 6 of 7, but they were hoping for that fresh start in the Big East tournament. And they were right there in terms of capable of making the NCAA if they'd picked up a win or 2 in the Big East tourney.
Procedural timeout, making sure the scores table's up and running. Clock issues. And here we go. Marquette with the basketball. Their first look on offense against Eastern Illinois.
Oh, good pressure by the Panthers.
And a push-off. Wow. Busted in the act. Jamal Kane tried to push off to get possession of the basketball.
Man, great ball pressure, contesting that one pass away.
So both sides a turnover. First time with the basketball. Just the third meeting all time between these two schools. Most recent being 2017. Marquette needed overtime to win 3 years ago.
According to Max Smith, gets off to a good start here. 1 of 10 against the Badgers.
Deep shot. Max Smith with the misfire. Made 79 three-pointers a year ago. Was just 1 out of 9 from behind the arc on Wednesday at Wisconsin. Ball's loose, picked up. George Dixon.
Oh, tenacious pressure again. Dixon out in the open court. Just can't convert or finish.
So a slow start for both sides. Good job not traveling there.
Boy, alert and aggressive here by the Panthers. Tracing the ball, outstanding ball pressure, 1 pass away, denying the passing lanes.
Garcia gives it up. This is Symir Torrance. Freshman Garcia. Nice looking lefty stroke, rings the bell.
Well, there's an example of at 6'11", being able to see over the top of defenses to shoot the ball, as he did in that instance, but can also play make and capable of putting it on the deck.
Extra step is taken, and the travel. So George Dixon turns it over.
Well, there's an ease of fluidity Vic Garcia plays with. The catch and shoot, nice high release, the pronation in the wrists, and torching the nets from long range.
That is right out of the shoot. We're 2 minutes into this game, but a 6'11" lefty with range from the outside. Shades of Chris Bosh.
No kidding. And the poise that he plays with, unusual for a player his age.
Turnaround shot is missed by Jamal Kane, fighting for the rebound. Last touch by Theo John. Eastern Illinois basketball looking for their first scratch. 2 minutes into the ball game.
Panthers running their sets.
Tough chance. Shot off the mark and an offensive rebound. That's one of the things that Eastern Illinois does very well. They out-rebounded Wisconsin the other day. Josiah Wallace breaks the seal for the Panthers.
Yeah, a very capable offensive rebounding team as well, where they'll get second shot opportunities because of their ability to get on the glass.
Deep shot, McEwen. 1 and done. It is Eastern Illinois basketball.
And Marquette will be well served to run some pressure releases when a team is pressuring you, as the Panthers are. A nice take, little runner along the baseline.
Georgian skipper Brown moves it along the perimeter. Opportunity, Farquhar. Now back up top, Max Smith. And Smith is bodied up high, and the foul's called on Jamal Kane.
Foul 22, Jamal Kane, second personal, second team foul. Checking in.
Both teams getting after it in terms of ball pressure.
Checking in for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, clearly a block there. Looked as though he was going to hook him, but I think the call came before the hook.
Contested shot, a difficult one. Max Smith continues to have trouble shooting the basketball here in 2020-21.
Yeah, that's a force. Blanketed.
Good clean look, and Garcia almost missed everything. Hit one a moment ago. Only field goal so far for Marquette. 3-2, just getting started. A combined 2 for 9 shooting the basketball.
See if the Panthers go back to Josiah Wallace. Sometimes when you're struggling, try and find someone who's put it through the rim.
Good wall off. Skipper Brown off the window.
I like the post-up. Skipper Brown showing his ability down low where he can operate.
Into the game for the first time, DJ Carton, sophomore from Bettendorf, Iowa. Ballyhoo Get. Spent last year at Ohio State, put up good numbers in the Big Ten. Now eligible immediately to play at Marquette. Up and down, good looking stroke. First basket of the game, Theo John.
Well, that's an area that he's continued to improve upon. Just getting the reps, getting in the gym. And what an asset. He's able to make shots from distance. Wow. Launching rockets.
Marquette the lead in the ball. Up a pair. John hit one a moment ago. This time gives it up. Garcia, his third three-point attempt. He's hit a pair. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Meatloaf said.
Well, the quick release. How about it? Got an excellent shooting pocket. The lefty feeling it. Good rotation on that ball as well, coming off the middle 3 fingers.
Catch and shoot. Max Smith continues to misfire. Rebounded by Garcia. Here come the Golden Eagles. Torrance. And Symir Torrance will go to the free throw line.
Well, Dawson Garcia, we heard about him. He's delivering. No surprise here. Special. Timeout.
Welcome back, everyone. 5-4, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, just getting started. And so far, so good. Marquette leading Eastern Illinois 9-4. Marquette playing their second game without Marcus Howard.
Well, life after Marcus Howard, and a prolific scorer, one of the all-times in the history of college basketball, staggering offensive numbers. And so Marquette this year retooling and approaching the game with a more balanced offensive attack. And this man right here is enjoying this team, this group, and knows he's got the weapons, the versatility, and the balance of both an inside-outside attack and how important that is if you're going to have success and have the ability to not only make the NCAA tournament, but win some games once you get there. And this is a group who could do that.
Symir Torrance at the free throw line. First free throws for either side. Misses the first. Change for Marquette into the game for the first time. Justin Lewis wears number 2. Freshman from Baltimore. Part of a very good, very promising freshman class for Marquette.
Top 25 recruiting class by Steve Wojciechowski and his staff. That's what you have to do. Replenish, reload. The lifeblood of college athletics is recruiting.
Wallace bottled up along the baseline. Hangs in the air, the misfire, and the rebound. Here comes Marquette. Torrance. And on the end line while touching the ball, Theo John. Ball back over to the Panthers. Eastern Illinois now has Keshawn Charles in the game.
Good piece of officiating.
Entering the game for Marquette with 5.
In position, see the sneaker on the baseline out of bounds.
Greg Elliott comes in the game. Junior from Detroit. Played a whole bunch last year, 24 games, 1 start. Had 10 points a couple of nights ago in the win against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Let's give Marquette some credit here defensively. That's an area that, because of their depth and their personnel, much improved when it comes to defensive stops. And again, we see the contest at the rim. Nothing easy for the Panthers.
Here's DJ Carton. Always got that ball in a string. Fantastic ball handler. Former Iowa Mr. Basketball out of Bettendorf, Iowa. One of the Quad Cities. 2 for a corner. Oh, DJ. Tough possession for him.
And I like Theo John with the offensive rebound, immediately looking to kick the ball back out to the three-point line. Great opportunity when a team is scrambling defensively to look to the three-point line. A lot of forced shots, low percentage looks by the Panthers here early.
Mistake by Justin Lewis. Shuffled the shoes. Was looking to outlet the basketball before he had a man open. 13-19 remaining. First half. Marquette the lead. 10-4, good buddy. But offense has been a struggle. Just 3 for 9. 2 of the 3 field goals. 3-pointers made by Dawson Garcia.
One of the challenges when you have a team that wins by 42 points in their opener, so we see another turnover. Again, that is a credit to Marquette's smothering defense here early. But the challenge is, how do you respond? Come back within 48 hours and prepare your team when you've won by 42 points and now you're playing an Ohio Valley Conference team that brings back their 7 leading scorers. This is a veteran Panther team.
Carton leads the offense. Now McEwen an opportunity. Ball over to Lewis. Carton. 3 quick shots for him since coming off the bench.
Yeah, kind of rushed that one too. And made it more difficult. He had gotten his balance, got his feet under him. That's an easy deuce. Maybe go to the window as well. Use the glass.
Sammy Friday on the block. Skipper Brown. Wow, he's got some quick hops.
Well, another shutout by Marquette. The shutouts lead to opportunities in transition.
Lewis! High arcing triple. That's now the third 3 made by Marquette in the first 8 minutes of our game.
You know, what's clear here early is Marquette with a number of defenders that have good feet. You know, they vary in terms of size and length, but there's the ability.
Deshaun Charles, his first points. That's a 3-pointer.
One of the few open looks for the Panthers, one of the few breakdowns by Marquette defensively this evening.
Actually shortchanged the Golden Eagles. Marquette has made 4 3-pointers. They get to make a 2-pointer. Ball loose in the backcourt. Great hustle. Charles, first to fall on it, and it's going to be a tie-up.
That's what you got to do on the road. There's that tenacious pressure defense and getting on the floor. Charles thinks it. You think it means something to this squad, this opportunity, Eric? Get after it early.
Everyone, we're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Marquette, Eastern Illinois, 13-7. Take a look at Jay Spoonhour. He comes by his coaching pedigree naturally.
Well, his father, Charlie Spoonhour, the late Charlie Spoonhour, one of the best in the history of basketball, and coached at every level. High school, junior college, was an assistant at the Division I level, and obviously had great success at Missouri State. Then it was Southwest Missouri State.
Winston Garland.
Yeah, Winston Garland going back in the day. 5 NCAA tournaments he led them to, and then at St. Louis, another 3 NCAA tournaments for the Billikens under Charlie Spoonhour, and of course finished his career at UNLV. And one of the great people, but his teams were hard-nosed, they were tough, tied together, shared the basketball. And Jay, in that same ilk in terms of his expectations.
Good start for Justin Lewis. Comes off the bench. He's made a couple of shots. Freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. Future's bright.
Well, not only for this season, but a bright future for this program. When you look down the line, if this class can stay together for a couple of years, you've got a nucleus of a group that can make some runs.
Ball poked away by DJ Carton. Here he comes. Dawson Garcia back into the game for Marquette. Transition 3 off the mark by Elliott, but an offensive rebound keeps it with the Golden Eagles.
Well, second chance, make the most of it.
And McEwen is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
That's what McEwen gives you. He's someone that can influence the game, Eric, at both ends of the court. Rebounds the ball well. Exceptional rebounder for a guard. Proficient from the foul line throughout his career. Has, struggled at times in terms of consistency from the three-point line and from the perimeter and down the stretch last year. Had some real challenges offensively and also got himself in foul trouble, which affected the amount of minutes he could stay on the court. But this is a big year. They need him to step up and play at a different level and also lead these younger players.
Marvin Johnson back into the game for Eastern Illinois. Also back in, Josiah Wallace. Wallace, their leading scorer on Wednesday at Wisconsin with 22. A slow start for him this evening. He's only got 2 points in 7 minutes of court time.
Well, that's where you hope to run a set, deploy your players in position where you can get them a touch, where they may get fouled, get a bucket, start to feel like they're part of the flow in this game. But Marquette, again, with outstanding defense, that's a contested shot.
George Dixon with the misfire. Marquette leads by 10. Freshman Garcia with the offhand.
Wow, the whirling dervish. So it's obvious he has the Emerald City green light from Wojo to go to work, and why not?
Just the fourth McDonald's All-American to ever commit to Marquette out of high school. That's saying something. Carton runs down the loose ball so quick. And, Coach, I'm going to give you an opportunity to come up with the other three McDonald's All-Americans to sign with Marquette, but I'll give you a little time to think.
Some great history.
Ball raked away. Here's Wallace on the run-out. Dixon continues to struggle. Halfway through our first half, and an offensive foul called on Greg Elliott. Just ran right through Max Smith.
We talked about that toughness, tenacity, and you're seeing that. Just heads up here, some alertness to pick up the offensive foul.
He's got Garcia.
Well, Eastern Illinois needs to get something going. They've played 10 minutes. A quarter of this game is in the books. They've only got 7 points. For a team with as much veteran leadership and offensive firepower, that's an issue.
Yeah, and I think it's a combination. Clearly, some cold shooting is a factor, but also Marquette being up. That's been a focus and emphasis this season.
Dixon finally gets one to fall.
And I like the dribble penetration, sharing the ball in the interior.
Theo John back on the floor for Marquette. He replaced Dawson Garcia. That was a real quick stint on the floor for the freshman Garcia.
Maybe it was the whirling dervish.
Maybe, with the offhand.
Number 11, Barlow Alaruso.
There's that nice take, a little jump stop, draws Theo John, who helps uphill, exposes the baseline of the basket area for the easy deuce by Dixon.
20 seconds to shoot for the locals. McEwen fights across the screen. Now sets up offense against Max Smith. Bounce pass to John. Wonderful swooping left-handed hook.
Yeah, single coverage. Panthers playing John straight up inside, so you want your big fella to go to work there and showing some good footwork and a nice soft touch on that hook shot.
I mean, a quick blow for Dawson Garcia. Just saw him head to the scores table. He'll come back in next stoppage. Carton quickly the other way. And facing up and getting fouled is Justin Lewis.
I like the way Marquette got organized there in transition. Instead of settling for a three-pointer, put the ball down low, let your bigs touch it, give yourself a chance to get fouled or take a high percentage look. So that early offense, the first 4 or 5 seconds, that surge offensively, getting organized before defense gets back and get organized is what really determines whether you get a good look.
Justin Lewis from Baltimore Polytechnic Institute won 3 state championships in the state of Maryland. Maybe his recruiting status got a little bit lost when everyone's talking about Dawson Garcia, but Justin Lewis can play.
Well, we're seeing that early. The confidence. I love his length. And again, size. A lot of versatility defensively at Wojciechowski's disposal this year. I don't think they'll have to go to the zone. They'll play it on occasion. But I think this is a group that he's confident could be at their best playing man-to-man.
Contested rebound, Symir Torrance. Now he'll bring it back the other way. McEwen hangs. Thought he was fouled, didn't get the whistle.
As poorly as Eastern Illinois is shooting the ball, they're still in this game. If they can string together some offensive possessions, not throw it away as they did there, they can crawl back into this game.
5 turnovers for Eastern Illinois. And it's become a procession to the free throw line. We're going to see Symir Torrance shooting freebies when we return. So far, so good. Golden Eagles lead the Panthers 20-9. Welcome back, everyone. 20-9. Marquette leading Eastern Illinois with Steve Lavin. I am Eric Collins. I guess the big number in this game is Eastern Illinois, just 9 points. Not a lot of offense, but I think you would say, Coach, that it's been fantastic defense by Marquette.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look at the numbers. They're holding Eastern Illinois to 20% from the field and 16% from long range. So those are some stingy, stifling defensive numbers. And that's what's been focused on. That's what's been amplified coming into this season, and you're seeing the results. Now, if you're Eastern Illinois, you're still in this ball game. If you string a couple positive possessions together, get some stops or shutouts, and execute on offense, make a shot.
Samir Torrance at the line for Marquette.
Well, before we went to break, Samir Torrance was fouled. So the sophomore from Syracuse, New York, will shoot 2 free throws.
Eric, just going back to that point, Max Smith now is 1 of 15 on the season, 1 of 10 against Wisconsin, 0-5 here in the first half. He's got to get it going, not press, don't force, but be aggressive on his catches and maybe bring them off. Staggered screen or, bring them off. Something where he can get a shot off. But a good look at the basket.
This is Smith right there on the wing. Now gives it back over to Johnson.
Well,
Wallace starts the offense from 40 feet away from the cup.
Well, I like this. Running him off. Some staggered screens. There's the
Smith.
Touch.
And there it goes for the 83rd consecutive game. Max Smith, a made 3-pointer.
And just what you're talking about, using his teammates there, moving well without the ball, and his teammates freeing him up for that catch and shoot opportunity where he was wide open. It wasn't contested. He had daylight, and he tickles the twine. Now watch him without the ball here, and good screening, little double screen action along the baseline, which allows that catch and shoot opportunity.
Comes from Indianapolis, where great shooters are built. Went to Warren Central High School, same high school as Greg Graham, if anyone remembers him. Great recruiting class at Indiana back in the 90s. Up and down, Dawson Garcia. He has got 3 first-half threes.
Well, so confident on his catches. Breakdown defensively there by Eastern Illinois. Just how do you lose Dawson Garcia? I mean, he's on the scouting report. He's 6'11". Find him.
Here's Wallace. Averaged 15 points tonight, last season. Whole bunch of nothing today. Tough chance. And it is Marquette basketball.
Marquette basketball.
So Wallace, just that 1 made field goal. He's got 2 points next to his name in 11 minutes.
Well, good defense there by Diarra along the baseline. Didn't reach, moved those feet, didn't give up the angle. Took it on the chest, and that's a forced shot.
Carton had it denied at the rim.
Make that DJ Carton with the good defense.
Way off the mark. That was Dixon trying his hand for a 3.
Yikes.
McEwen. In a thicket of Panthers, still gets it to go with the left hand and flexes on his way back down the floor.
Now, how about the ability to survey the floor off the bounce, take it from one side of the rim to the other, absorb the hit in traffic, and finishes. These are the weight room shots. Give it to him. Timeout.
Welcome back. Marquette leads by 15 over Eastern Illinois. 27-12 is our score. Big story in the game offensively for Marquette has been the freshman Dawson Garcia, who has 9 of the 27 for Marquette. He has made 3 out of 5 in the ball game, 3 out of 4 from behind the arc.
One of the interesting things, just looking at the box already here, we're seeing Marquette with 8 players in their rotation and substituting liberally, and that keeps fresh bodies on the floor so you can apply the type of defense that they expect to this year. And again, defense creates those offensive opportunities.
Wallace was bopped in the head, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Just a straight line drive.
22.
Poor rotation or awareness. Theo John not happy with the call. But that's actually a smart maneuver when facing pressure and a team as extended defensively as Marquette has been. A straight line drive.
Wallace, one of 2 Eastern Illinois Panthers with 1,000 points in their career. Max Smith also with that distinction.
Let's see if they go back to Wallace after knocking down 2 free throws, seeing the ball go through the net. when you're searching to find a hot hand to generate some offense, going back to someone who just had success in a prior offensive possession is prudent.
And dragging the pivot foot. Koby McEwen called for the travel.
Yeah, playing against a set defense, maybe over-penetrating there instead of initiating the offense, get some ball reversal, some touches, and then attack.
Eastern Illinois, 17-15 a year ago. Johnson, the misfire. And McEwen saves it over to John. Torrance. A lot of dribbling. And tangled up down in the block. That was John. And Friday, Sammy Friday gets called for the foul. Friday's got a brother named Tyler Friday, who is a big-time defensive lineman at Ohio State. If you can play defensive line at Ohio State, you're doing something right.
That's good genetics right there. Toughness. Can't go wrong with the name Friday, one of the better names in college basketball, right?
It's Friday, I'm in love.
All positive associations when you think of Friday. TGIF, Sergeant Joe Friday from
Sure,
Dragnet.
I'm glad you went there.
Just the facts, ma'am.
So John back to the line. Makes the first, he'll have the bonus second. Theo John, a senior from Minneapolis, way up there in the all-time list in terms of blocked shots at Marquette. 156 rejections.
A veteran, grizzled Marquette senior. Does the dirty work down low. Adds value in so many respects in terms of setting screens for his teammates, and he is a great teammate.
Deshaun Charles back into the game for Eastern Illinois. This is Wallace. Made a couple of free throws a moment ago, and this time aggressively gets into the paint and is rewarded. He'll go back to the line.
Why not? If you're on balance, explore those opportunities to get into the paint, especially when the defense is extended, attack those feet. And Wallace able to pick up the foul, get himself to the free throw line.
Last time Eastern Illinois made it to the NCAA tournament, it was back in 2001. They had a combination in the backcourt of elite scorers. Kyle Hill and Henry Gomerkamp. They both just filling it up. Big-time numbers. Only other time they went to the NCAA tournament was 1992. One of the all-time greats, though, Kevin Duckworth. Remember Kevin Duckworth, the old Portland Trailblazer? Wow. Big 7-footer. Never went to the tournament, but he was one of the best to ever play for EIU. So Wallace is going to go to the bench, catch a blow with 5:03 remaining in our first half.
Well, if you're Eastern Illinois, it's about a string of stops or shutouts here in these last 5 minutes and change. Try and creep back, get it under double digits going into half, and you feel good about yourself because they're bound to start to knock down some shots.
Garcia! Score the goal and the foul! Beautiful find. DJ Carton set him up. Chance for a three-point play.
And this is the beauty of Marquette's roster now. Their personnel allows them to be able to get some interior shots, be able to attack the rim. Excellent body balance, goes to the window, finishes. And we're already seeing his versatility on display, knocking down shots from distance, putting it on the deck, being able to drive and finish in traffic.
First man on either side in double figures. Now with 12 points is Dawson Garcia. He's scoring in multiples of three. He's made 3 3-pointers, and that, just a moment ago, a 3-point play. Marquette almost doubling their pleasure. 31-16. We've gone underneath 5 minutes to play in our first half. Wow, quick bounce. Deshaun Charles, a chance for a 4-point play.
And Charles working well without the basketball. Perpetual motion. And able to catch and shoot. A good set by Jay Spoonhour. Get Charles that open look. Chance for the 4-point play.
What a quick gather and release. Senior from Long Island. Got to make that free throw. All right, 4-point play for Charles. And Eastern Illinois now within 11. That's tough. You make a 4-point play and immediately go to the bench. I guess you can celebrate yourself for a bit. He's replaced by Marvin Johnson.
Maybe he's bringing him back inside of 4 minutes. Got that TV timeout coming up.
Torrance gets a screen from Lewis. Garcia now sets the screen.
Good crowd by the Panthers defensively. Excellent possession.
Talk about bailing him out. A foul called on Eastern Illinois with 1 second remaining on the shot clock.
And you play good defense. Hard to anticipate UFO or flying saucer as that shot was. But got to find a way to check the boards and come up with it.
Foul called on Barlow Alaruzzo. Lewis misses the first free throw.
Checking in for the Panthers, 22, Josiah Wallace.
And Alaruzzo will go to the bench. 1 out of 2 for Lewis.
Lewis led his high school team to 3 state championships. Wow. Baltimore, Polytechnic High School. And that's important when recruiting, trying to acquire personnel that's had success, that's experienced winning, and understands what goes into winning.
Off balance, Max Smith. Smith still stuck on 1 basket. He's 1 for 7, shooting the basketball. Good dive. By Garcia. 80 miles an hour, and Garcia couldn't handle the pass.
So Garcia showing his versatility early here. The Swiss Army knife, Costco, whatever you need, he'll dial it up. Timeout.
We welcome you back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We apologize. Technical difficulties. We're getting it straightened away. The score is now 36-25. Make it 38-25. Marquette a leader over Eastern Illinois. We've gone underneath 1 minute to play here in our first half. We will have everything up and running hopefully soon, but for right now we have a camera working and we can tell you what the score is and how much time is remaining. This is Josiah Wallace, off balance, blocked away by Theo John. It will stay with the Panthers.
Well, that's what the big fella does, the rim protector.
Eastern Illinois did have a nice offensive run for a moment, but now has gone scoreless for the last minute and 55 seconds. 29 seconds remaining in our first half. Contested inbounds pass. And a quick trigger. Kashawn Charles had a 4-point play not that much long ago. Misses this time, and now with the shot clock off, Marquette can hold for the final shot of the half. They lead by 13. Marquette a winner on Wednesday, beating Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Here comes that high ball screen. Carton, Theo John. Good pressure.
Wallace with the rip away. Numbers for Eastern Illinois, and a foul stops the fast break. So a foul at half court, and a missed opportunity for Eastern Illinois.
Both teams demonstrating their prowess defensively and offensively. Bit uneven on both sides, in particular the Panthers with their struggles offensively. But you can't fault the effort, and it is early in the season. Offense sometimes lags behind. Defense takes more time and practice in terms of the timing offensively and working together, especially with Marquette and their new pieces.
Now, technically, there's 2 seconds remaining in the half, and the officials are going to have a conversation and try and figure out what that foul was all about. Because Wallace was fouled at midcourt. Because of the bonus situation, he's going to have free throws, but I guess you could possibly determine whether or not it was an intentional foul. So the officials are gathering around a monitor. 2 seconds remaining. We know it's going to be something positive for Eastern Illinois, but not sure what. There's Wallace going after the ball, and Carton reach out and grabs Wallace's shoe. So that's what's being looked at as we speak by the officials.
Boy, that could be a big swing if the Panthers are able to capitalize. They clearly reached for the sneaker. There's no doubt about that.
All right, there are 2 seconds remaining in our first half. Wallace goes to the free throw line. We haven't been told if this is going to be 1 in the bonus, if this is 2 in the ball.
Number 22, Josiah Wallace will shoot the bonus. Fuller Eastern Illinois.
Wow, it's a 1-and-1.
Yeah,
so just a common foul, and because of the bonus situation, not the double bonus, it's a 1-and-1 for Wallace, and at least he makes the first. That would have been crushing if he missed the first and didn't get a chance for another after what we thought was pretty clearly an intentional foul on Carton.
Yeah, the evidence appeared pretty clear, but officials had a good angle on it, surprising the replay. Maybe they were seeing a different replay than we were.
And that'll do it for our first half of play. So some ups and downs for Marquette. Obviously a huge up would be the play of Dawson Garcia, the freshman with 12 of the 38 points for the Marquette Golden Eagles. They lead by a dozen. Our score at halftime, 38-26, Marquette on top. After the break, Rob Stone, Casey Jacobson, and the great Jim Jackson from the studio in L.A. 12-point game, getting ready to start our second half. Marquette on top of Eastern Illinois. Let's take a look at the preseason poll for the Big East this year. First off, great to have UConn back in the mix, don't you say? So, Coach Lavin?
No doubt. I mean, in terms of the credibility, Danny Hurley, a great fit in this conference. In terms of coming from a basketball family, his tenacity on the sidelines, his entertainment value, but also just the matchups for our sake. Covering high-level games, rivalry games, now that UConn is back in the Big East.
You see Marquette right there, middle of the pack. Steve Wojciechowski's bunch picked to come in 6th, and now the 11th team Big East. Well, Marquette a winner on Wednesday. They beat Arkansas Pine Bluff. They won handily by 42. This one more closely contested. Only 12 points separating the Golden Eagles with the Panthers. Panthers start on offense. Eastern lost on Wednesday, but a close one. They lost by 10 against Wisconsin. Wallace finds Jordan Skipper Brown. Up high, Junior Farquhar. Now working around the perimeter. George Dixon is bodied up by Theo John, and the foul is called.
I like the patience on the first possession by the Panthers. Put some touches on the ball, get reversal, move the defense, then drive the ball aggressively.
Eastern Illinois located in Charleston, Illinois.
First couple minutes of the second half gives you an indication of what's been talked about, what adjustments, and here you're seeing the aggressive takes off the bounce.
Skipper Brown, offensive rebound, blocked away by John.
Now doing what he does, the anchor of Marquette at both ends of the floor in the basket area.
2 block shots so far this evening for John. Now he's got it on the block. Ball poked away by Jordan Skipper Brown.
No, typical workman-like performance by Theo John. 6 points, 6 boards, couple block shots as well. Brings the hard hat, the lunch pail.
Inside bucket. Everyone forgot about Jamal Cain. So the first basket of the second half goes to Marquette. The lead is now 14. Offense really an issue for Eastern Illinois.
Shooting 23% from the field. Again, they're going down low with post feeds and dribble drives, attacking the basket area.
And John didn't mean to, but he got George Dixon in the side of the head. A lot of guys like George Dixon, 6'5" post player. Remember Perry McDonald when he was at Georgetown back in the 80s, 6'4" post player?
Craig Smith, Boston College.
Stevie Thompson at Syracuse back when Syracuse was in the Big East.
Yeah, he had that back down dribble, crafty array of offensive maneuvers. Stevie Thompson, that is.
Change the pivot foot, George Dixon. Oh yeah, you're an LA guy. Stevie Thompson from Crenshaw, same high school that spawned Darryl Strawberry.
Played for Willie West. Some great teams in the
I keep trying to go deeper than you, and I can't.
The early 80s. Darryl Strawberry, Chris Brown.
Wow.
Patrick Sandel.
Marquette, the basketball in the lead, up by 14. With Steve Lavin, I'm Eric Collins. Hope you're enjoying your Friday evening. Dawson Garcia gives it back over. Corey and Koby McEwen. McEwen, 19 feet away. One-handed rebound, stick back missed by Kane, and a foul as Marquette seems to be committed to hitting the glass here in the second half.
Well, and that was a good offensive possession. The shot didn't go down. They weren't able to finish on the second shot opportunity, but good ball movement, some screening, everyone gets a touch, and a good look. Just didn't go down.
McEwen working against Max Smith. Got Smith up in the air, no whistle. And how did that go in? Theo John with some strength.
And that's what he does. Every night, a consistent performer. What a luxury for Wojciechowski to have Theo John going to work there on the weak side. Able to get the finish, absorbs the hit, steps to the line.
6'9", 245, and what a force he has been in his career for Steve Wojciechowski. Just a solid worker. And an old-fashioned three-point play. So the numbers starting to add up for Theo John. Closing in on a double-double. 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 block shots. Dixon. Max Smith had a shot. Didn't want to fire it up there. So Farquhar had a shot. Didn't want to fire it up there.
Yeah, nothing easy again. Marquette with resistance, protecting the basket area, doing a nice job of leveling off the Panthers' dribble penetration, not giving them any angles, not letting them turn the corner.
Freshman Garcia got a smaller man on him, the 6'6" Skipper Brown, and Skipper Brown took it away.
Good scramble by Marquette to get back defensively.
Dixon! And a foul! Senior from Milwaukee, so a homecoming game for George Dixon. Got a chance for a three-point play at the free throw line.
Yeah, here he is, just maneuvering, finds daylight, able to put it down under heavy duress and traffic.
And imagine he'd be a load in the OVC. 6'5", 230 pounds. DJ Carton into the game for the first time here in the second half.
There's been so much attention, understandably, on Dawson Garcia because of his numbers and how he's performed in these first three halves and a couple minutes into his fourth half as a Division I player. But Theo John deserves a little love here, headed for another double-double.
Garcia swings it over the corner. Torrance in and out, passed around by John, and it's saved by Wallace. Marquette was saying there was some form of carry there, but there isn't. We play on.
Here's where you don't want to force. You're playing against a set defense.
Would that be a force?
Yes. When you got the elbows down your tonsils, defenders draped on you like wet towels, that's a situation where you're defended, so you need to pass the ball.
Catch and shoot. This kid gets stroking. Kashawn Charles, another three.
No, one of the bright spots offensively for the Panthers.
Just the fifth three-pointer made for EIU. The lefty, Dawson Garcia, the other way.
Yeah, so easy. Got to try and force him the other way. He has the versatility to go left or right, but going left you got no answer. So smooth. The ease that he plays with is exceptional.
14 and 6 for Garcia. Had 19 points in his first game on Wednesday. Farquhar, the misfire. Loose, picked up by Sammy Friday. Extra possession. Wallace, the flyby. Josiah Wallace. And don't look now, but here comes Eastern Illinois.
Wallace able to lift the defender. One bounce, smooth on the pull-up. Panthers starting to string together a few offensive possessions. Here's a turnover by Marquette. Another opportunity.
Dixon missed a layup, and it's cleared somehow by Torrance. And now numbers the other way for Marquette. Garcia, good job of avoiding contact, draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Let's give the Panthers some love. Eastern Illinois not going quietly into the night. Charles, why not? Timeout.
Speaking of only one national championship, but it was a doozy. They're still talking about it up in Milwaukee. 1977, Al McGuire's bunch stunning the world. Just a glorious season in the sun for the then Marquette Warriors.
Well, Al McGuire, former St. John's, a Johnny, one of the great coaches in the history of the game, and then went on to be one of the great broadcasters as well. That team with Dick Enberg and Billy Packer, and Al, as good as it gets.
Legendary name in the history of Marquette basketball. Well, Dawson Garcia's got a chance to be a legendary name when it's all said and done. This kid, 19 points in his college debut. He's now got 15 in game number 2 with a lot of time remaining.
One of the things that jumps out to me, Eric, as we take a look at his setup for his free throw, is the poise, the way he uses his fuel. Not in the peaks or valleys emotionally, not a lot of fanfare, just makes good choices, makes winning plays, and you could tell he's a thinker. His basketball IQ at a very elevated level.
Wallace trying to get something going. It's a really good offensive player who hasn't shown much so far. 22 points the other night, 15.5 points per game last year.
And Wallace against Wisconsin had 18 points in the second half when Eastern Illinois closed the gap on Wisconsin, and here early in the second half he's been impressive as well.
And John got thrown to the floor, and that was an awkward fall. Foul was called on Sammy Friday.
We take a look at it. Tangled up. Down low.
Wow, back to live action. Stick back, up and in.
Yeah, breakdown defensively by the Panthers on that inbound pass, but give Marquette credit. Alertly find the open man.
Lead back up to 13 for Marquette.
Wallace got to stay aggressive on his catches.
Offensive rebound. Friday can't get it to go. Missed opportunity. In and out dribbled. Carton. And scores.
Boy, nice change of pace in the open court. Maneuvering at a speed to be able to make good decisions. Sees the lane and seizes the opportunity.
DJ Kane, former Mr. Basketball in the great state of Iowa, doing his thing. Just a sophomore, he can flat out ball. Forum, home of the Marquette Golden Eagles and the Milwaukee Bucks. Downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Marquette wins the race to a half 100. They lead Eastern Illinois 51-36 with Steve Lavin and Eric Collins. Second game for Steve Wojciechowski's Golden Eagles. Winner on Wednesday against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Their next scheduled game is going to be a doozy. It's in the Big 12 Big East battle. Oklahoma State in the crosshairs.
I think this tonight we see Wallace more aggressive off the take. One bounce, good release. Chance for the old-fashioned three-point play here. So aggressive mindset here as he probes, explores off the dribble, and uses that size to get that shot off.
Wallace from Marshall, Illinois, right on the Illinois-Indiana border, gets the three-point play. So an 11-point game, 51. I apologize, 12-point game, 51-39.
Pressure out top by Eastern Illinois.
Turnaround. Justin Lewis back into the game with the misfire. Marquette's playing for the time being without their all-everything freshman Dawson Garcia. Lefty three, Jordan Skipper Brown hard up the backboard. Kane. Thought he'd take that one off the window.
A pep in the step here by the Panthers.
Wallace. Extra pass, Charles.
Good find, too. He had the opportunity to shoot it. But sharing the ball.
Carton had his pocket picked by Wallace. Numbers 2-on-1 and score the goal. Marvin Johnson, assist by Wallace.
Wallace influencing the game at both ends of the floor here, doing everything. The nice dime there in transition and a look away to boot.
Hot pass in the corner. Carton. Justin Lewis posting up. They don't find him. Carton left alone at the free throw line.
Boy, nice stop and pop off the dribble. Airspace cleared. So why not take the open one?
Josiah Wallace has been a big force in the second half. Now has 15 points to lead the way for Eastern Illinois. This is Wallace. Aggressive take. Somehow almost got that twisting shot to ball.
I like the aggressiveness, though, on that catch.
Torrance. Samir Torrance. Just hanging in the air long enough to draw the contact, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Little defense. How about the quick hands? Get out in transition. Wallace with the dime. Timeout.
Well, Eastern Illinois putting up a good fight. They trail by 12 against Marquette. Still with time to make something happen. 11:06 remaining in our second half. Eastern Illinois out of the Ohio Valley Conference, trying to get their season underway. Jay Spoonhauer, his next 5 games, he thought were going to be these, but as you can see, the game on Sunday against Butler has been postponed. That is a COVID-related postponement. So Chicago State on Thursday will be their next game, followed by Green Bay, Evansville, and Western Illinois. And Steve Lavin, I'd imagine all season long, coach is dealing with the uncertainty of the schedule and how it's going to all play out.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important. And Jay Spoonhauer, a veteran coach, but critical that the leadership is steady. A steady stewardship through a year like this is so important because you're modeling how to respond for your team, really creating the thermostat, so to speak, for your program and the culture. So being flexible, being nimble, resourceful, and being able to go with the flow because things are going to change from week to week. Focus on the things you can control because there are so many elements you can't control.
Ball goes off the foot of Max Smith, leads to the run-up for McEwen. And McEwen is stripped to the basketball. Really nice job by Max Smith to get back and try and make a play.
Again, active feet, active hands. Opportunity for McEwen. Tacking the rim in transition.
So ball's taken out of bounds by Marquette. leading the ball up by a baker's dozen. Third all-time meeting between Marquette and Eastern Illinois. Marquette's won the previous two, but the last time they played, game went into overtime. That was 3 years ago. Still no Dawson Garcia on the floor for Marquette. Straight on look, Torrance. Eastern Illinois in a hurry. Transition three, Smith. Missed opportunity. Now an open look, McEwen the other way. And Jay Spoonhauer not happy. Eastern Illinois had an opportunity for three on one end of the floor. Quick shot off the mark leads to the run out. And the goal scored by McEwen. So it's a 15-point ball game. And now a sub comes into the game. Dawson Garcia is back in after a long rest. He replaces Theo John.
If you're Eastern Illinois, the premium is get a quality possession and then string a few of those together. You know, explore the inside, run your sets as they are here before launching a rocket from long distance.
Shot clock down to 7. Elbow extended. Rebound run down by Garcia. 16 points, 7 rebounds for Garcia in 22 minutes of court time.
That little high pick and pop action with Garcia. He settles back down low in the post, deploying him in a number of ways.
A lot of dribbling for Torrance and throws the ball away. Steal by Marvin Johnson. Pass in tight quarters. And the finish not made by Jordan Skipper Brown. I think he was surprised by that pass. Garcia blocked from behind. Skipper Brown super bouncy. Clean look. Oh, Max Smith better than that. One of the best three-point shooters in the history of Eastern Illinois has had a difficult time shooting the basketball.
Well, just can't buy one. Lit on the rim for most of the night.
This young season, just 3 for 16 shooting three-pointers for Max Smith. McEwen. Shot clock down to 3. Garcia. And the ball is stuck. It's a jump ball.
Possession arrow favors Marquette.
Here's the long one by Garcia. Kane with the weak side just stuffs it there between the rim and the backboard. Not easy to do.
The ultimate horse shot if you can do it consistently. Possession arrow keeps it with Marquette. After the inbound, the possession arrow will now go over towards Eastern Illinois. Hasn't been pretty, but Marquette has led throughout. Fastball, tight quarters, nobody home. Eastern Illinois basketball.
Checking in for Marquette, 21 DJ.
You mentioned sometimes it's difficult not only play the first game, but the second game of the season sometimes is hard, particularly when you take on a team and have a convincing win like Marquette did in their first game.
Yeah, winning by 42 points in your opener, and then you got to get your team ready, recalibrate the mindset for a game like this against Eastern Illinois, where there's 7 veteran players returning from last year, including Wallace, who comes up short there for the Panthers. But I think Marquette is getting more out of this game because the resistance the Panthers are creating. Blowout, they don't really improve.
Three-pointer. Deep range shot up and through. McEwen, that's the first time he's hit a three-pointer this afternoon. I guess we should say this evening.
True.
This afternoon somewhere.
That's an encouraging sign. McEwen knocking down a shot from long distance. He's going to have to improve that area here in his senior year if Marquette's going to be special. Another veteran. McEwen. Timeout.
7:16 remaining. Second half. Marquette leading by 18 over Eastern Illinois. Getting ready to tip off all things Big East Conference. Before we do, let's take a look at the Big East All preseason team. First team, Coach Lavin.
Well, a special group right here. All leaders, capable. Zagorowski, as good as it gets. The Tasmanian Devil, energy he brings. Last year averaged 5 assists per game. I think that'll even go north this year. Can torch it from long distance. Very efficient in terms of his shooting. Doesn't have to be a high-volume shooter to put up numbers. And, you know, someone that's not even on here, Jared Roden from Seton Hall. I think he's as impressive a prospect as there is in the Big East. Broke out last year late for Seton Hall in the season, and I think he'll be even better this year.
Eastern Illinois still the pulse, down 18. Over 7 minutes to play. After the timeout, Farquhar. Committed drive, pass in tight quarters. Dixon. And a foul right before the shot clock went off.
Marquette foul number 4, Theo John, third.
Theo John, the senior, upset with himself.
You see that length, imposing size for Marquette. That's what makes them a more balanced team this year. They're strong along the baseline, strong out top, a bit more depth, and again, less one-dimensional than Marquette last year was.
Eastern Illinois went on a second-half run to make things interesting against Wisconsin on Wednesday. Trying to do the same here against Marquette.
I like Jay Spoonhauer's approach. Right? You play top competition, go on the road in tough environments. That's how you prepare for the Ohio Valley Conference play.
Catch and shoot, McEwen. That was all set up by a beautiful pass from DJ Carton.
Yeah, dynamic duo, terrific tandem. McEwen and Carton.
This would be nice. Long rebound, Dixon. Farquhar. There you go. Max Smith, his third three-pointer. And a little bit of life for Eastern Illinois. Took a while, but maybe Max Smith starting to get going. Senior from Indianapolis is one of those guys who can make a difference with it outside shooting. We've got a timeout on the floor. Eastern Illinois with a bucket and a chance. 17-point game. Back to Milwaukee in a moment. That's a quick timeout. Mac Smith coming out of that huddle for the Panthers. Made his third three-pointer just a moment ago. All of his points have come from downtown. 9 points in 22 minutes of court time.
Let's see if the Panthers go back to Mac Smith. When he sees the ball go through the net, as he did on that prior possession, you want to milk that hot hand. Mac Smith, return of the Mac, is what they're hoping will happen here in the last 6 and change.
Garcia hands it over to Carton. Both newcomers to the program. Carton is a sophomore, transfer from Ohio State. Awkward slip for Carton. And a foul. Jamal Kane is whacked. I think they're going to say he was in the act of shooting, so free throws coming for Kane.
Second personal, 6-team foul.
Yep, a couple of free throws.
You know, we've spoken at length about Marcus Howard trying to fill those shoes as a group collectively, which is what Marquette will do. But also they lost Sakar Anna, who was a tough defender, Marquette's best defender on the perimeter, and someone that became a very capable offensive player or option as well. And then Brendan Bailey wanted to pursue the professional ranks. So they lose 3 key pieces, yet they've reloaded. But it's still different. Guys stepping into new roles as they get to know one another, and it takes time to build that cohesiveness or that chemistry. But I think high marks here early for Marquette.
Shot missed by Farquhar, rebounded by McEwen. Marquette's next game against Oklahoma State. That's going to be a fun one. Game is Tuesday. That's a Big 12 Big East battle ball game. And back to the free throw line goes Jamal Cain. Solid glue guy is Jamal Cain.
Yeah, these are the big three that moved on from Marquette. But to Coach Wojciechowski's credit, they came back with firepower. And I think they can finish higher than projected in the preseason polls. And also as a team, if they continue to improve, not only will make the tournament, but can win some games in the NCAA tournament as well. This team has more balance. They're built for tournament success with their depth. And again, the inside-outside attack. They will only improve as this year goes along.
How much is the style of play going to be different? Last year, Marquette, second in the Big East in offense, 77 points per game. And first in the Big East in three-pointers made. They made over 300 on the year, 10 per ball game. Is it still that type of team?
I mean, they'll have nights where they'll be able to knock down shots. That's part of their attack, open threes. But now they have options to beat people off the bounce, get yourself the foul line, to put it inside. And that happens when you've got that balance on the perimeter as well as under the basket.
Two main bombers for Marquette so far this ball game has been Dawson Garcia, who has made 3 out of 4 from behind the arc, and Koby McEwen, who has made 2 out of 3. So those two have 5 of the 8 threes made for Marquette.
You know, and Symir Torrance quietly, with 6 assists. So he's looking to transport the ball. He's sharing the sugar. And that's important. You can't have everyone looking to launch.
Shot clock down to 2. A grenade. Smith contested by Carton, and it's a shot clock violation.
Good defense there by Marquette, and a good closeout with high hands defensively.
Goes as a turnover, the 10th of the evening for Eastern Illinois. Interesting to note for Marquette. Just showed you they had 13 turnovers. It has been an equal distribution of the turnovers. They have played 10 different players today, and everyone has committed 1 turnover with the exception of Theo John.
Yes, substituting liberally, keeping his personnel fresh, so they can apply that pressure defensively.
Hop, skip, and a jump to get in the lane. McEwen is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Third personal, 8.
Koby McEwen, second year in the program, started 29 games a year ago after transferring in from Utah State. Was an Aggie for a couple of years. Native Canadian from Toronto, Ontario. When you were at St. John's, you recruit Toronto at all? Seems like over the last decade or so, you can find a lot of ball players there. Back in the day, in Syracuse, when they're in the Big East, had one of the few. Leo Routens was the first great ball player to come out of Toronto, but that was in the early 80s.
Yeah, we recruited globally, both at UCLA and St. John's, in Europe, South America, obviously the States. But we didn't really ever crack the code or break into the Canadian basketball. But no doubt, I mean, the talent, the gifted players that have come from there is as good as it gets.
Yeah, Big East back in the day cornered the market on Canadian talent. You had Bill Weddington from Montreal, who played at St. John's. You had Stuart Granger, also from Montreal, who played at Boston College.
Great names.
Eastern Illinois running out of time. 4.5 minutes left in this one. Second game of the season for both the Panthers and the Golden Eagles. Powerful drive and miss inside by Johnson. One and done, Marquette basketball.
Smart there by Garcia. Didn't really close off the lane, but also didn't foul. And just used his length to affect that shot at the rim.
Everything but down for Justin Lewis. Carton picks up the loose ball and rocks it through from 16 feet.
Carton, impressive. And keep in mind, he hasn't played competitive basketball under these conditions in quite a period because of transferring and left the Ohio State team mid-season. So he'll only get better with each practice and game opportunity as he finds his rhythm.
Jordan Skipper Brown is fouled, made the field goal, and they'll have a chance for a three-point play when we return. 68-47, our score in Milwaukee. Marquette looking to get to 2-0 after a win a couple of days ago against Arkansas Pine Bluff. They now have a 68-47 lead over Eastern Illinois. These are the next 5 for Steve Wojciechowski's Golden Eagles.
Well, the gauntlet. But that's how you improve as a team. You challenge yourself against top competition, and regardless of the outcome, you'd rather win than lose, obviously, but either way you get a report card and a better sense of what deficiencies, what potential vulnerabilities your team has. And there's still enough time to go back to work and improve upon those, so ultimately you're a better team coming down the home stretch.
Jordan Skipper Brown can't make it a three-point play, and Marquette has the basketball back.
Now it's a fine line. Time and score, you want to put touches on the ball. Don't need to put it on ice. Execute your sets. Be aggressive, but also be aware of the time and score.
Ball is tapped, so it's retrieved in the backcourt. Greg Elliott finds Carton, who's got an open look. That was a really good look for 1 second on the shot clock.
Well, this is a team, you're beginning to see their ability to look for one another and to share. And so many weapons. This Marquette team tougher to prepare for because of their balance, and even more difficult to play against, to match up with.
13 points for DJ Carton. This comes on the heels of a game a couple of days ago when he had just 3 points in 19 minutes. Very talented player. Is number 21 for Marquette.
Yeah, and he seems to be enjoying himself, just reading the body language, talking to Coach Wojciechowski earlier today. He's just in a good place and will continue to acclimate his new basketball family here at Marquette.
Yeah, he was a top 50 recruit a year ago at Ohio State and played well for the Buckeyes. Started 3 games, played in 20, averaged 10 points in limited time at Ohio State. So he's got just a wonderful ability to play basketball, and he's still got a ton of eligibility remaining as he is a true sophomore playing for Marquette. Hey, we got to get back to the trivia question I asked you earlier. We were talking about Dawson Garcia, the all-everything freshman, McDonald's All-American, just the 4th McDonald's All-American, which is the highest you can get at the high school level, to commit to Marquette out of high school. The other 3.
Boy,
you got Glenn Doc Rivers. He was Doc Rivers before he was Doc. It was Glenn Rivers back then, 1980.
Henry Ellenson,
just a couple of years ago. That's why I work with you, partner. Fantastic stuff. And if anyone gets this one, the hardest one, 1982, good luck to you. Kerry Trotter was the 2nd McDonald's All-American to ever commit to Marquette. He was, I still think to this day, the only McDonald's All-American to ever come out of the state of Nebraska is Kerry Trotter.
Now that's a nugget. Pearl.
Missing everything is Max Smith, but an offensive rebound goes for naught for Eastern Illinois. 25-point game. Slow and steady wins the race, I guess. Marquette has played from in front this entire ball game.
Still trying to run their sets. Near turnover. Recovered by Carton. Late clock, maybe a high ball screen.
And a foul called against Eastern Illinois.
Wow. Frustration foul by Marvin Johnson.
With 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Oh, tied up there. Tangled. Claiming his innocence. No surprise. No player has ever committed a foul.
Never. Now, just in time, free throws for Justin Lewis. This is the first, he'll have another. Double bonus for Marquette for the remaining 127 seconds.
I think there are so many positives for Marquette if you look at now what's going to be their second game on the books. But the defense is what's jumped out to me. Moving the feet, yet playing with purpose and defensive discipline and not lunging, reaching, or fouling. So playing some really aggressive, adhesive defense, but not fouling. And that's intelligence. Got to have intensity, but you also have to be intelligent.
They also rebounded basketball well. They've out-rebounded Eastern Illinois 47-29. So that's a plus 18 in the rebounding category.
Well, that's their size, the length, the timber. But their bigs can move. They get up and down the floor in terms of playing at pace. But they also move well defensively in terms of coming to help. Whether it's defending an on-ball screen or helping off dribble penetration to bring that size to protect the rim.
2 free throws for Max Smith. He's from Indianapolis, and he's a shooter, so more than likely these free throws are going down. Not too many kids come out of the Hoosier State with without having an uncanny ability to make free throws. Some things in this world you guess at, other things you just know.
Yeah, shot mechanics are kind of born.
Yeah, you've never seen anyone from the state of Indiana that's got a funky-looking shot. It's always the same. Textbook beef. Balance eye, elbow follow-through.
There it is. Rick Mount, Steve Alford, Jay Edwards. Smooth strokes.
Uh-oh. Can't go back to Indiana with a missed free throw. Max Smith.
You jinxed him.
Final minute and a half. Marquette's going to get to 2-0 on the year. Next up, Oklahoma State on Tuesday. They'll be tested.
Not able to finish point-blank range. Misses the bunny.
Marquette foul, 55,
Jose Perez has checked into the game for the final 2 minutes for Marquette. He commits that foul. Perez, number 55, getting some Marquette playing time after coming in from Gardner-Webb, smaller school in the state of North Carolina, originally from the Bronx. He put up numbers at Gardner-Webb. 15 points, 6 rebounds.
Great tradition at Gardner-Webb.
John Drew. You tapped out, though. That's the extent of my Gardner-Webb knowledge.
Well, just through the years. Great teams.
There's your 2 free throws from Max Smith. I called it just a little bit too early.
Iguodaro getting some burn here. Another outstanding prospect in that freshman class, the bright future at 6'9". Keep an eye on his development.
Good fight. Last minute of the game. That ball is still valuable. It's a tie-up, and the shot and the possession arrow favors Marquette.
Hey, regular five. Donnie.
Late clock.
Perez is fouled. So Jose Perez has played a lot of basketball, understood the shot clock was winding down, and he earns 2 free throws.
Fourth personal.
The nice thing if you're Marquette, with their deep bench, you can absorb an injury. You can sustain a high level of defense over the course of the game. You can deal with foul trouble and not have the drop-off, as opposed to having a thin bench where an injury can derail your season or foul trouble can cost you a critical game. And so just a whole different mindset for Steve Wojciechowski and his staff with the depth they have this year.
What was your ideal number for how many guys in your rotation?
8. And the better teams, if you've got the right 7, which was John Wooden's philosophy, 1 player rotated on the front line and 1 player rotated on the perimeter. And then you had that 8th man ready if there was an injury or foul trouble. But I think 8 is a great number if it's a cohesive group. Now, if you've got bunch of younger players, and there really isn't a gap between the upperclassmen or the ability of a group that comes in, then you've got to play a little more.
How much was your rotation set before every game? Did every player know, hey, at the 16-minute mark you're coming in, or you're going to replace this guy at this point? Or was it all game flow or foul situation reasons?
It's read matchups. You've got to look at the time and score. Also intuition in terms of what's happening in real time right in front of you in a game, and then responding, making adjustments, put your team in a competitive position to win a game.
Time winding down, half-minute remaining in this affair. Third meeting all-time between Marquette and Eastern Illinois, and Marquette's going to go to 3-0 all-time against the Panthers. Their next game is going to be on Tuesday against Oklahoma State at Fiserv Forum, downtown Milwaukee. Eastern Illinois, they will try it again on Thursday. They're going to take on Chicago State. They were supposed to play on Sunday against Butler, but that game has gone by the wayside, postponed for COVID-19 reasons. So a tip of the cap to Marquette. They score 75 and limit Eastern Illinois to just 50, and a convincing win to go to 2-0 on the year.
Well, it's stifling defense against the Panthers, holding them to 26% from the field and 30% from the three-point line. So,
Final
salute.
score, Marquette 75, Eastern Illinois 50.
So a nice win for Marquette. They go post to post to go 2-0 on the season. They will take on Oklahoma State next time on Tuesday for the next affair. Final score 75-50, Marquette a winner. For Steve Lavin, I'm Eric Collins saying so long.